Okay, grandkids, it's Mima for Stories with Mima. I have a book that I think is very important to read because I want you to understand about neurodiversity. And that just means that we all have different brains. I'm going to do another video later that shows you more about neurodiversity and use my cats as an example. It's going to be fun. But this book talks about having sensory issues for some people with autism, which is a neurodiverse brain. And it's called Too Sticky. Okay, we're going to just learn about other people's diverse brains. This book is written by Jen Malia. Are we ready? Holly sat in her chair and poked pieces of pancake and syrup with her fork. She loved maple syrup with her pancakes, but not how sticky it was. If she was careful, she wouldn't get sticky syrup on her hands. But then she missed a piece. Her hand touched syrup. Holly squirmed and shook her hand in the air. What do you want, Holly? asked her sister Noelle. Holly groaned. Use your words, said Mom. Dishcloth, Holly said. How do you ask nicely? Asked Mom. Please, said Holly with a frown. Mom gave her a wet dishcloth. Holly wiped her hand. The sticky syrup made Holly remember her science class would be making slime today. She worried slime would be sticky too. Maybe she wouldn't have to go to school if she ate slowly. She continued eating, but then Noelle's fork slipped out of her hand and crashed to the floor. Holly covered her ears with her hands. Loud noises hurt. I'm sorry, Holly, said Noelle. It's okay, replied Holly, like Dad taught her. I like experiments, but slime is made with glue and glue is sticky. I don't like sticky things, said Holly. Let's ask Miss Joy if she'll let you wash the slime off your hands, said Mom. All right, said Holly. She reached for her backpack. Slime might be okay if she could clean her hands. Holly walked with Mom to Miss Joy's second grade classroom. Mom waited for Holly to speak, but Holly stayed silent. For science today, could Holly have water and soap at her desk to wash off slime? Mom asked. She doesn't like sticky hands. Of course, said Miss Joy. Holly let out a breath. Whew. What do you say, Holly? Said Mom. Thank you, Holly said with a smile. She let go of Mom and went to her desk. Hi, Holly, said Nick, but Holly didn't hear him. She heard the noise of her classmates coming into the room better than voices. Hi, Holly, he said louder. Holly turned toward Nick, but she didn't look at his eyes. They made her uncomfortable. Holly answered, hi, like Mom taught her. Throughout the day, Holly thought she saw slime everywhere. She peeked at her green dress ball under her desk to make sure it wasn't squeezing slime. Oh, her stress ball. At lunch, the green Jell-O looked like slime. At recess, the monkey bars looked like they were coated with slime too. I think she's really worried about the slime, don't you? That afternoon in science class, Holly stared at the glue, water, and green food coloring on her desk. Miss Joy set down a cup of borax mixed with water on each desk too. Holly loved experiments, but not today. She didn't want to touch anything sticky like slime. Holly added green food coloring to the borax mixture and stirred them together with a popsicle stick. She carefully mixed the glue and water in a different cup with another popsicle stick. Holly turned her head away so she didn't smell the glue. She let out a breath when she didn't get the sticky glue on her hands. Whew. Yeah, thank goodness. Glue thickens the liquid to make slime, said Holly. She liked when she could see how experiments worked. What does that mean? Asked Isabella. The thicker the liquid is, the less runny it is, replied Holly. Add the borax solution to the glue mixture and stir together, Miss Joy told the class. My slime is thick enough to stay on the popsicle stick now, said Holly. She was so excited she didn't notice the smell of glue anymore, but she wanted the sticky slime to stay on the popsicle stick. Nick and Isabella grabbed their slime with their hands. Holly stared at hers. Watching the slime thicken was fun, but since it stuck to the popsicle stick, Holly worried the slime would stick to her hands too. Why aren't you playing with yours? Asked Nick, holding out his slime. Holly groaned, and Nick moved the slime away from her. What's wrong, Holly? Asked Isabella. I don't want to touch the slime, she answered. Why not? Asked Nick. I don't like sticky things, said Holly. Shouldn't a scientist test her experiment? Asked Miss Joy. She set a bowl of water, hand soap, and a roll of paper towels on Holly's desk. You can wash your hands when you're done. What do you think? Do you think scientists should test their experiments? I do. Especially if you're making cookies. Holly watched Nick roll his slime into a ball. It didn't stick to his hand. She looked at the bowl of water on her desk. Okay, I'll try it. Holly squeezed her stress ball and took a deep breath. She gently poked the slime and pulled her finger away. She tipped the cup, letting the slime ooze out onto her desk. She picked up the slime and squeezed it softly in her hand. I know some of you guys out there love slime. Wonderful, Holly, said Miss Joy. How does it feel? Slime tickles, Holly giggled. It didn't make her fingers stick together like syrup did. The borax kept the slime from getting too sticky, but Holly still washed her hands when she was done. That was important to her. When school was over, Dad and Noelle met Holly at her classroom door. Did you make slime? Asked Dad. Holly nodded. That's great. Did you get sticky, icky hands? Asked Noelle. No, said Holly. Slime is like a solid when you squeeze it, but like a liquid if you let it ooze through your fingers. Wow, you know a lot about slime, said Noelle. Holly took out her container of slime. Do you want to play with it? I know it's your favorite. Yes, said Noelle. We'll stop at the bathroom to wash hands on the way out, said Dad. Noelle grabbed a handful of slime. Holly took the rest, and they both giggled. Oh, I like that story. And what a great introduction into neurodiversity and autism. And it's always very important to be kind to other people, even if they have a different brain type than you do. All right. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. Oh, I'll read you later.